Good afternoon, everyone. Yannis Pappas here, your favorite fake newscaster, giving you yesterday's news today so you can have a brighter tomorrow. It's all about the assassination attempt this week. The assassination attempt on the love of a couple. This is just unforgivable. Our nation has to heal from this. This woman is pregnant. She's been with this guy 15 years, and she caught him on a beach with another woman. We need to rally around this couple, get them counseling, and it's just not worth it. I know how sex can dry up when a woman is pregnant, but there is no excuse to be cozying up to a woman on a beach while your wife's at home pregnant watching the news about an attempted presidential assassination. I don't know which one's worse, but I'll tell you what, for this family right here, they're not thinking about the ills of this country. They're not thinking about the 110 degrees it is outside. Right now in New York City, it's 110 degrees. But the political climate is about 380 degrees. We got to calm it down by rallying around this woman who deserves to keep her family together. This other hoe is trying to assassinate this 15-year love. This is the assassination attempt I want to focus on the Yannis Pappas Hour, because there's nothing I can do about the shooter. He's gone. We don't know any details from him. All we know is that his parents were my stand-up joke. His dad was a Republican and his mom was a Democrat, like the way it used to be, right? His dad owns a business, so he's a Republican, and his mom is a Democrat because she lives off of him. So apparently this quiet kid just may have gotten sick of dinner time arguments. And that could have been the motive right there and then. That's it. I don't know. But I also don't want to make light, too, because there was a man killed. Watch me get serious there. There was a father killed here. So let's not make him a +1 here. This is a man who was protecting his family, who lost his life, which does make it funny that people think that this was set up. And you knew that was coming. All you had to do is sign on to the world's toilet stall, and you were going to find those conspiracies that this was set up to make Trump a martyr. Trump was like, all right, listen, I'm going to turn my head at this moment. Just shoot. Hopefully you miss by an inch or two. I don't know how big his ears are, but it was pretty close. I mean, he definitely Mike Tyson that ear. And then he got up and he goes, fight, fight, fight. I'm voting for him. This is the Yannis Pappas Hour. Let's get into it.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and it's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid's screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day.
Listen, Elon Musk is donating $45 million. I'm donating $15 a year to the cause because, look, the flag was misshapen into an eagle. God shined down on Donald Trump. I didn't know who Jesus was voting for until I saw him survive an assassination attempt. I mean, talk about the luck of Riley. This was so close to his head, dude. It was so close to his head from a sloped roof, apparently right in front of him. I bet you Trump could see the guy. I bet you he thought, hey, look, it's a super fan with a telescope just checking me out. I mean, he was right there. So there's only two options here, okay? We're going to make this short and sweet. There's only two options. This was either DEI's fault or it was sort of like, let's see if he can get a shot off it before we get him. It was one of the two. There's no other excuse. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I mean, the first place you check when a guy's speaking, if you're Secret Service, is the roofs. And I also just find it a little nuts that he carried a ladder there. A guy just walked up with a ladder and they go, hey, he walked up with an AR-15 and a ladder. And no cop was there going like, hey, excuse me. And he's just going, no, don't mind me. I got to fix an air conditioner right now. And they're going, that makes sense. Where's the air conditioner? Don't even need to ask. You look like an air conditioning repair guy, a 20-year-old scrawny computer geek carrying an AR-15. He probably didn't even have it in a case. He was probably just carrying it. Ladder in one hand. When you look at the kid's makeup, I'm surprised he was able to carry a ladder and an AR-15 up to a roof. That must have taken a lot of time. Someone must have seen him trying to get up there. He must have had to like go up there, get a rope up there, do a levy to like pull it up just to get the AR-15 up there first. There's no way he could carry his body weight, an AR-15, and a ladder to the crime scene. It's just not possible. So the director of, the madam director of the protective services, the Secret Service, a very important job, madam. You got to say, I love my female firefighters. I love my female cops. I love my female Secret Service agents. If they're lesbians, I need to know what this CIA director, what this Secret Service director can bench. Don't you? If she can bench more than me, I'm cool with it. If she's a Caitlin Clark clean 6 foot in sneakers, I'm okay with it. If she's a Janet Reno 6'2", I'm okay with it. But if she's a 5'5" lady, I'm not okay with it. You got to be tall enough. Everyone who is supposed to protect the president, I mean, the president, I'm calling him the president. Look at that Freudian slip. The former president, what is he, 6'2"? So your guy's got to be like 6'5". I mean, hire a bunch of like Division III forwards. They need to work. Is that a lady?
Yeah. This was his detail.
I mean, that looks like a comedy movie.
This poor woman's been getting dragged.
She looks like someone's mom. Look at her. I mean, she's so short. I mean, what are we doing? Look at her. She can't even get the gun in the holster. She's not even tall enough. She can't even reach the door on that car. So, it's just, what are we doing here? What's going on? It was either of the two, right? It was either of the two. I mean, I doubt the Secret Service was like, all right, let's let him get one shot off and see if he hits. I doubt that. But that's the only other possibility. And the other possibility, like I said, being that the Secret Service is not equipped because of probably a compromise in standard. I mean, and that's not just because, hey, potential, it's happened to Reagan. It happens. Maybe only to Reagan. Has anyone taken a shot at anyone else? I don't know. But just how egregious the mistake was, even to a layman like myself. And then the excuse that the roof was slanted, and that's why she didn't put anyone up there, when the guys that were the counter snipers were on slanted roofs too. I mean, what are you talking about? You telling me Mexicans can't crawl on my roof to clean my gutters in 110-degree heat? I'm on slanted roofs, but a guy can't lay down with a sniper rifle protecting that roof. So, how about, okay, maybe you don't have to put a guy up there. How about not letting one, okay, it's sloped, so nobody can get up there. How about having a guy downstairs? How about having a guy downstairs saying you can't go up there to fix the air conditioner with your AR-15? That would have been nice. What kind of leaf blower is that? Are you here to clean the gutters? What kind of wrench? I don't even know how you clean or fix an air conditioner, but I'm sure it's not with a fucking automatic weapon. Supposedly, that roof was the jurisdiction of the local police, which is in and of itself a mistake of the Secret Service. I mean, where was this? Pennsylvania? Where the only crime is like not supporting Shane Gillis's show because he's from Harrisburg or some fucking shithole out there, What's going on out there in Bethel, Pennsylvania, besides a nice soup and salad at Panera? That's the only thing going on. A lot of meth. But I wouldn't really want to put the local police in charge of something that important, I'll be honest with you. Unless they're NYPD. Unless they're the boys in blue. The boys, the girls, and everyone else in blue. Have they changed that yet? The boys, girls, The them's in blue. The building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof, she told ABC News in a startling admission. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside where nobody has a vantage point to get a shot off. There's just fucking... There's Secret Service guys in there just drinking fucking donuts, Dunkin' Donuts coffees. I'm glad they put us in here. They're like, wait, where are we? All right, it's secure. We're the only ones in here. So they can't get a shot from these windows because we're in here drinking coffee. What about the roof? They put us in here. What are you going to do? Anyway, what do you think about this Caitlin Clark check? Pop, 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 pop. They were inside sipping Joe out of a cardboard box while they were talking about the burgeoning enthusiasm for the WNBA. I guarantee you. I guarantee the Secret Service agents that were assigned to be inside that building were like, what's there to watch? Joe, make sure you pick up some Dunkin' on the way to the job site. Because we got put on indoor duty. They probably heard some banging around up there too. Like, what's going on up there? I don't know. We're in Pennsylvania. You know how these raccoons can get in roofs. So this was the Secret Service director. Her name is Kimberly. Anyone named Kimberly Cheadle. Now, let's answer my question. Is she at least 6 foot? Did she play Division I basketball or volleyball? Did she try to make it on the boys' wrestling team? Then I forgive it. I feel very comfortable when a female cop shows up and I go, what's up, dude? I feel very comfortable with those. I don't feel comfortable with the hot cops. All right. All right. I didn't know the Ring girl, the girl from the Ring movie, was the director of the Secret Service. Can we get a height on her? I need a height. I just need a height. I know she's got man hands and no nail polish. That's a good start. No makeup, that's a good start. Business suit with an open button down, that's a good start. But what's her height? What is her height? It does matter. It does matter. We're not going to be able to find it because that's classified information. Because if we would have found out she was 5'4", I mean, imagine being a 6'3" Secret Service agent, former military, trained sniper, taking orders from someone who looks like your aunt at Thanksgiving. Kimberly Cheadle. Who is this chick? She's been thrust into the national spotlight. And you had to tilt that national spotlight down to get her because she's of lady size. We can't get any dimensions on her. Just like they couldn't get dimensions on the size of Trump's penthouse. Can't get dimensions on her. But I assume she's an average 5'6", 5'7", right? I need to know the height. So without the height, I can't make a judgment call on this. Before taking the reins of the Secret Service, she served as a senior director for global security at Pepsi. You know, where assassination attempts are perpetual. Guys always want to get at those cans. Coca-Cola is always trying to put holes in those cans. You know, we know a lot about the Pop-Tart war, but not a lot is mentioned about the violence that happens between the soda pop companies. I mean, Pepsi and Coke, the security that's needed for that soda on the deliveries, we don't hear a lot about that because Jerry Seinfeld hasn't put pen to paper yet. But the truth is, it's a very dangerous job. Have you seen these guys when they show up with their trucks and they got boxes and boxes of Pepsi? Do you see the armed guards that surround them? I don't know who's more protected, the guys picking up money at the bank in those armored cars or the guys delivering Pepsi. So whatever job she did at Pepsi, making sure that Pepsis were secure was enough to qualify her to protect presidential candidates. I'm sure Biden got the good guy. I'm sure whoever was in charge of, charge of wherever he was at, whatever old folks home or diaper store he was at. Whatever geriatric physician he was visiting, I'm sure the guy that was in charge of that was at least 6'3". He was at least a 2-guard size. I think this lady might have been a speedy WNBA point guard. All of 5'6", 5'7". She was there. She was at Pepsi for 27 years. Now, has anyone ever attacked the cans?
No.
What?
She served in the Secret Service for 27 years before.
Before stepping into a role at Pepsi.
Right.
So she was a Secret Service agent for 20 years. Protecting who? Children, dogs? What was she protecting? You know, she was one of those who just drove like Chelsea Clinton. You know, she was one of those like, what's going on? Yeah, math sucks. Yeah, boy problems. I know all about that for my daughter. Anyway, the guys will walk you in. It's appropriate for me to laugh at my jokes when they're good. That was her job, to say the guys will walk you in. Good luck with that test, Chelsea. So, I mean, I think the conspiracies are not warranted, but I understand them because of the level of negligence. It's almost hard to believe. And you don't need a sophisticated knowledge of sniper tactics and anti-sniper tactics to know that there was a roof right in front that was unguarded. Somehow this guy brought a ladder. He went to a store and he bought a ladder. He took his dad's gun and he's got a 10-inch penis, apparently, from a video where someone was giving him bunny ears, and he climbed up on the roof. Now, who is the kid? Supposedly, there's no social media presence. You can't figure it out. He's a registered Republican, but he's donated to Democrats. He gave $15 to progressives. His dad's a Republican. His mom's a Democrat. That causes a lot of strife in the home, like I've said. He was a quiet kid. They're always quiet kids. They're always lonely kids. You know that. I don't buy the fact that this kid wasn't spending at least 10 hours a day on the internet. I just don't buy it. I do agree with not letting that information out. I do agree with that. You don't want it out. You don't want to, you go out there and you say he was out there watching, this podcast for 20 hours. Then people start trolling that pod. It doesn't matter. The guy's crazy. He's just crazy. And I think right now we're trying to give the country a little Tylenol for America. And that Tylenol is keep it quiet. Whatever radicalized this kid, keep it quiet, because it was something. Okay, and if it's my guess what it was, I think it was probably this podcast. Oh, no. Nobody can be radicalized for this podcast. The temperature is fucking 78 degrees when I'm on here. Unless I'm talking about Mark Paul Gossier. Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour for our Zach Morris episode, which I think is one of my finest pieces of work. The country needs that right now. We need a comedian dedicating a full hour to the demise of America, coinciding with the demise of Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. I'm telling you, that's what we need. So we don't need that. We don't need to hear, that he was listening to this. He was a hardcore to this. We don't need him to know he was, he spent a lot of times listening to left-wing podcasts. We don't need to know, he had a Bernie Sanders poster in his wall. We don't need people to start blaming Bernie or whatever this kid was into. We just don't need it, because it's never really about that, right? It's never really about that. These kids have problems, right? This kid's a lonely kid. That's one of the things. And in today's culture for these kids, the problem is that their scope of interests, the scope of what they are thinking about and caring about is too much. It's just too big. The only thing these kids feel, get ready to clip it, is fame or shame. That is what social media has done to the youth of the world. They have two predominant emotions, fame or shame, right? So They either feel that they're important in the world through their social media presence and the people listening to them, or they feel shame. And they act out from the shame. And they try to do anything to gain power. Fake accounts, whatever they can do. They try to get more popular people's attention, whatever they can do to not feel that shame, right? And it's the poisoning of the psyche from the algorithm-driven artificial world that the internet, specifically social media, creates. That's the problem with youth. And I guarantee you this kid is no exception. Because I guarantee you that suicide and depression up 30% in kids this age has nothing to do with anything other than the fame or shame that is felt from social media. And that's it. That's it. You know, when we were kids, all you needed to be was decent at pick up basketball to feel good. You didn't need to go like, I don't have enough followers, or, you know, I had a take and all my friends saw that take. I posted some tweet and everyone at school saw it, or they threatened they were going to post this picture of me, or they got in this private chat and they were talking about me. You know, it's like that's a type of pressure that we don't know about because we didn't grow up in it. And when you marry that with a developing mind, you're going to get more misanthropes like this. And this kid was a misanthrope. Very stressful job working at a nursing home. So he was stressed to begin with, entry-level job, smart kid, obviously spent a lot of time on the computer. So this bullshit that he didn't, because that's all his friends keep saying, he was great at computers. So what was he doing? Great at computers, but just staying away from it? Right? He was a smart kid who was great with computers. So how long do you think he looked? They haven't looked at his laptop yet, but please don't tell us what's on it. Unless it's, maybe his porn history, just irrelevant stuff. And I bet you that's a conspiracy I believe, and that's one that I endorse. You don't want to make this bigger right now. You just want to make it about this kid. You don't want to make it about, oh, he's on this side, he's on that side, and blah, 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 he's getting radicalized, and then everyone starts pointing the finger at whatever political pundits he's listening to or whatever Biden speeches he's watching. You don't want that. You don't want focus on that. Now, Biden did say it's time to put Donald Trump in the bullseye. We need to stop. We need to stop with the rhetoric. That part I do agree. We need to stop calling Donald Trump Hitler, which his vice president at one point said, I don't know if he's Hitler or just some fraud, right? J.D. Vance. We need to stop calling people Hitler. This is when you can call someone Hitler. When he gives a speech and he says there's one race that's superior to the other ones, and that's what this country needs to be about. And also, we have a Jewish problem. And when those words come out of your mouth, that's when you can call someone Hitler. Other than that, you can just call him a very charismatic businessman who ran for office. He was president for 4 years. Was anyone sent to any camps? Did anything really horrible happen? You know? The only thing, he assassinated some general in Iran. Now they got a hit on him. Iran wants him dead. So there's some intel they want to assassinate him as retaliation for him assassinating whatever, Konami, Mr. Donar. So there's an Iranian plot to kill him that prompted Secret Service to boost protection before the rally. So you would think that maybe they would.
That was the boost.
That was the boost in protection. I think it's incompetence. I just don't think, but it is really suspicious incompetence. I mean, here's the thing. Personally, I don't think, but I do understand that people would go like, were you just going like, let the kid get a shot? Because maybe all our problems will go away. I mean, what else can you conclude? And I don't blame the guy who retaliated, right? Because he's probably saw the guy and going, what is that? What's going on? You don't want to just kill some guy. The flaw comes in, why was that roof not secured? And now you don't even need someone on the roof. You just got to make sure nobody can get on the roof. I mean, these guys were inside the building sipping Joe while this kid had a ladder right by their window, just going up onto the roof. It's really crazy. It's almost as crazy as having a pregnant wife you've been in a relationship with for 15 years. and getting caught on a beach in a photo, a very funny photo. Look at that photo. Like, I'm caught. And look at this guy. He doesn't have a flattering body. To be honest, the woman sitting next to him doesn't look like she has one either. You're fucking disgusting. His pregnant wife yelled at this guy. This is big news. In another video, continues to call out her husband and his alleged love as they leave the beach. I'm sorry if he lied to you, she tells the woman while following the sneaky duo. As they exit, a nearby beachgoer shouts at them, take your garbage. They're garbage themselves. Look at her. There she is, little hoe. But she probably didn't know. He probably kept it from her, right? That he had a pregnant wife. Here's the thing, dude. You got a pregnant wife at home and you're having an affair. You don't want to go to the beach, man. You want to keep that shit into motels. Keep it in motels. He was telling me he was getting a divorce. That's what they always say. He was getting a divorce. So she knew he was married. Probably true. These guys fucking lie. Whatever. I love that the Post, I love how somehow the Post was like, let's get this to print. This is for people who just, don't want to hear about Menendez pleading guilty. They don't want to hear about Trump getting assassinated. They don't want to hear about J.D. Vance. They don't want to hear about whatever don't say gay thing passed in California now. So in California now, there's a law that you can't, if your kid is transgender, you can't tell the parents. They don't want to hear about Elon Musk donating $45 million a month to Trump and endorsing him. They don't want to hear about Elon Musk taking all of his companies out of California. They just want some good old local heartbreak affair news about a fat guy on the beach with his mistress cheating on his pregnant wife. That's what they want. I'm just glad nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt, dude. She showed up with a camera and not a gun. That's very nice. Because those situations could get very tricky. And let's just, everyone's safe. Everyone's safe. But, that baby's going to grow up. He's going to be able, or she's going to be able to watch the moment mommy and daddy got a divorce. Unbelievable. Right there on the beach. Soiling our beach. Garbage. I thought our beaches were getting cleaner. But now they're just peppered with garbage. This man is garbage, ladies. Look at me trying to woo more female listeners. This is garbage behavior. Okay, and I don't blame her, I blame him. I blame this guy. This guy with his Ray-Bans. I blame this guy for cozying up with another woman. He was just cozying up. Maybe this is what I would do if I was him. People don't think quick like I think. Wife goes out there with the camera, catches him. You get up quick. You get up quick. You go over to the wife and you go, I know what this looks like. I have been lying to you. But you are my wife. We've been together 15 years. I guess this is what I'm going to tell you, but it needs to be between you. That woman over there is an Iranian spy. I have been working as an undercover CIA agent for 15 years. Okay? We're in an unassuming location as to not arouse suspicion. Just two fat people on the beach. The last place anyone who would be looking for foreign agents or for intel to be being transmitted between foreign agent, you use some heavy words, foreign agent, foreign actors. I know what this looks like. Please, you have to keep this quiet. I'll explain when we get home, but you have to leave me and let me talk to Mahdi. I have to talk to her. We're almost there. We're on high alert now. Iran has really put out some feelers as to try to assassinate a presidential candidate. And I'm here meeting with a foreign actor. Done. Handled. She goes, oh, okay. I didn't know I was dealing with someone who's doing something important. I thought you were just a shoe salesman. I I thought you were just working in the camping department at Dick's. I didn't know that my husband was an important CIA agent. It's worth a try. It's worth a try, right? Don't just give in like this. Don't just walk off in shame with her off the beach without giving it a try. For your unborn kid, for America. America's watching. We want to believe that this relationship, I want to keep tabs on this relationship. I know there's a reporter on this beat. Please contact, our we don't even have a show email. Hit me up on Yahoo. Let me know. I want to keep tabs because this is also an equally important story to what's going on. It's the stories we need to Tylenol this country a little bit. We need a little Tylenol. No more he's Hitler, this Hitler. No more put him in the bullseye. No more threat to democracy. No more Joe Biden's not competent. He's competent. Look at him. He's great. He can get through certain sentences. The Democratic Party has really sort of become like a borderline mom who's just gaslighting you over and over. The last thing that President Biden said about Kamala Harris is she is very capable of being president. No, she's not. Nobody believes it. They keep trying to tell us Joe Biden's mental acuity is better than it's ever been. No, it's not. Stop gaslighting us. We have eyes, we have ears. Stop it. Biden says Kamala Harris could be president of the United States. There's nobody that believes that. There's nobody that believes that you're not too old to be doing this job, and there's nobody that believes that Kamala Harris could be president. They just don't. All right? That's the thing. There's nobody that believes that. There's not one person that goes like, he makes a lot of good points. It's just not happening. So I don't know who's in charge of their messaging, but here's my suggestion to the Democratic Party. If Joe Biden backs out right now and they replace Joe Biden with Donald Trump, the Dems have a chance in the 2024 election. That's what I'll say. But we're not talking about the real victim from this week, and that is Tenacious D. That band is probably over. It's probably the last we'll see Tenacious D touring for a bunch of, I guess at this point, 55-year-old former hipsters with families who go to these nostalgia concerts to remember the days when alternative comedy ruled. So in Australia, Kyle Gass, basically the role player of Tenacious D, which is a band with Jack Black, on his birthday, said from the stage, when Jack Black said, make a wish, Kyle said, I just hope that he doesn't miss when they try to shoot Trump. What was the word? Something like, don't miss Trump next time. Ugh. This is one of those moments where I have a lot of sympathy for Kyle, because when you're an older guy like that, you just forget that everyone's got phones on, and you just think you're going to say something funny that's going to rile up the crowd, and the crowd's going to go, and it just comes out, This like hack take just comes out, and you just go, as soon as it came out of his mouth, he probably went, fuck. He probably looked to his left and just saw some kid like this. So he's been dropped by his talent agency, which is interesting. I think this is the first time anyone's been dropped for anything they've said about Trump. I mean, the redheaded chick, she held up his dead head. I think they dropped her, right?
Kathy Griffin, yeah.
Kathy Griffin. What was that, by the way? I mean, what was that? They need to tone it down. By the way, you have to admit, there was an attempted assassination on the president, and there was no riots or anything like that, or, people start to take notice of this stuff when they vote, Sorry to say, the Democratic Party needs a revamp. They really need a revamp. They were on top for a while. Now, once the strategy, I think, is shifting, they're trying to obviously soften. They're trying to appeal to the more which is what you do. It's just what I've been preaching on this podcast forever, that the Democrats aren't doing. The Democrats used to do that, but they got so arrogant and ideologically cult-like that they started pushing DEI, all this stuff, and all like the coded speak about colors of community and all this stuff. You know, I got this, my friend of color. He comes from a people of color community and all the right words, and they got caught up in that. You know, they got caught up in just being arrogant to think that the abortion issue would be enough to get them in. And they were right in a lot of ways. All the candidates that Trump endorsed didn't win that last election. There was no red wave that came. So they're doubling down. And that's the mistake. They're doubling down because now the Republicans are doing the smart thing, and they're going Amber Rose. They're going, let's get hip. Yeah, she takes a lot of dicks, but let's get hip. Let's put her on at the RNC with that big ass. Let's get hip. She's up there talking about, doesn't matter if you're black, gay. They're starting to talk to the swing voters. Because listen, what are you going to do if you're a Christian Republican who supports Trump and your choices are Trump and Biden? Are you not going to vote for Trump because Amber Heard was there? Are you not going to vote for Trump because they did a Sikh prayer at the end? No, you're going to still vote for Trump. So you don't got to talk to those people. This is what both parties forgot. They started kind of believing Twitter rhetoric. The extremists are going to be there, and they don't have another option, so they're going to vote for Trump. The people who are family values, hardcore, they're going to vote for Trump. They voted for him the first time. The kids fucking got nutted on a porn star's face. They don't care. You think they're going to care, but if you get Amber Rose up there talking about rainbow flags, you see a Sikh prayer, a couple conservative Indians, you know, you're going to get those people who are going to tip the scales of the election for you. You already got the God believers. I mean, once he stood up and went like this, fight. They all just went like this at home in their living room. They just went, this was an act of God. So it's a done deal at this point. So that's why I predict that Trump will win. And is because I think they're really adjusting. And I think his speech at the RNC, when this comes out, you'll see, I think he probably was smart and did like a message of unity. And this is just going to get everyone in the middle going, you know what? I think it's time for a change. I think instead of changing Biden's diaper, we're going to change presidents. I think that's what it is. Enough of the diaper changing. We're going with a guy a couple years younger who was able to stand right back up with a bloody ear and go fight. I mean, listen, that's already been made into T-shirts. So the RNC is this week. You guys have watched it. You saw his speech. I'm going to just predict into the future and say it was probably pretty effective. Nikki Haley's going to speak. Ron DeSantis, they're going to speak on immigration. They're all going to endorse him. Everyone's going to come together. And the Democrats are still just trying to go, should we try to do something should we put something in his applesauce? How do we stop him? And his family's just going, he's great. He's fine. Just step aside, dude. Just step aside. Every day you don't is just lost time. This is a big mistake. Anyway, a fun story to think about is what the drug cartels, what business they've gotten into. The Mexican drug cartels are now selling timeshares. It never hurts to diversify your portfolio. It never hurts, right? You don't want to put all your baskets into the drug trade. You want to get into a couple of side businesses. And they've, not only do Americans love drugs, but there's also a big market for timeshares. People love buying a timeshare at a nice resort in Cancun. And finally, the law, the American law has caught up with them. And the U.S. Treasury Department has announced it has actually finally imposed sanctions on multiple entities linked to the Mexican cartel that uses timeshare fraud schemes to target Americans. So if you've ever gotten a call from a guy going, hey, what's up? How often do you like to come to Mexico? Well, I got a deal for you, Mrs. Susan. You want to come to Cancun? It'll cost you $2,500. We got a heated pool, all inclusive, your own cabana. And then you hear gunshots in the background. Pop, 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 pop. What was that? Oh, don't pay attention to that, Mrs. Susan. That's fireworks from the celebration of the deal that I'm giving you. We do that here in the office when we get a new client. This is hilarious. So the scammers target and defraud U.S. timeshare owners through complex telemarketing, impersonation, and fee schemes, including timeshare exit, re-rent, and investment scams. The victims often send payments to the scammers through wire transfers. Oh, God, how dumb have we become? Via American correspondent banks to Mexican shell companies with accounts at Mexican banks or brokerage homes, and the funds are further laundered in Mexico through additional shell companies controlled by cartel members. Their family members are third-party money launderers. So they're diversifying. They're getting smart. They run sophisticated teams of professionals who seem perfectly normal on paper or on the phone, but in reality, they're money launderers expertly trained in scamming U.S. citizens. Under Secretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence, Brian Nelson said he's on it. He's finally on it. So, I don't know. Unsolicited calls and emails may seem legitimate, but they're actually made by cartel-supported criminals. Something seems too good to be true. It probably is. I can agree with that. Okay, if somebody's calling you up and saying, it's a hot and free pool, all-inclusive. Listen, we know, we looked at your Facebook page, and we saw, no offense, but you and your husband are not so in shape, so we actually have it in shape and out of shape pool, so you feel comfortable. You and your husband can be confident swimming around with other American big people. We got an American-sized pool. We got a Swedish-sized pool. Everyone from all over the world comes to our timeshares down here in Rivadurce Resort Timeshares. All you have to do, Mrs. Susan, is send me now $1,200 to keep your place in the timeshare because they're going quick. I just got off the phone with 40 people from Phoenix. You know where these are going to light up. Everyone who buys into this is into the Zac Brown band. A little bit of chicken pie. Small beer on a Friday night. A cold beer that tastes just right. And my toes in the sand, my ass in the water. There's a certain type of person who loves a timeshare, and they usually have a nice salamander tattoo, barbed wire, Walmart flip-flops, backwards hat, maybe a goatee. They love cans of Bud Light and Miller Lite. They love the word all-inclusive. They got a nice big beer gut, maybe a fluorescent tank top. Am I profiling this correctly? That's who you're calling. You're not calling people in Manhattan going, I got a timeshare deal for you. And they're going, excuse me? I will be in Sag Harbor. I will be in Sag Harbor all summer. Those are the people who have turned the word Hamptons into a verb. I am Hamptonsing. I will be Hamptonsing. I'm sorry. I will be on the Gold Coast. On a boat. I'm not interested in your fucking Mexican timeshare. How did you get this number, you illegal asshole? These are from places in like Arizona, Colorado, small towns in California, New Mexico, those types of guys. Honey, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with a timeshare from Mexico. Get on the call upstairs. Get on the call. He sounds like a really good deal. Hello? Hey, yeah, how you doing? No, yeah, I run security at a local bank here. Yeah, my name's Ted. Ted Swarenson. What's going on? Yeah, Germanic ancestry. Love my country. Yeah, we love it too. But we love, you know what we love more? Tilapia night on Wednesday. In the out-of-shape pool region, we're heated whirlpool exercise for Americans. I want to live in America. We love America. I guess you shouldn't fall for those calls where they just offer you everything. I bet you the fucking tilapia night gets a lot of them. Tilapia sounds like a fancy fish, doesn't it? For people who don't know. Tilapia. 24 hours a day. Special micheladas for you. Hey, honey, what's a michelada? Oh, that's a Mexican Bloody Mary. Come down and find out over at Rivadurce Resorts. You almost can't feel bad. You almost can't feel bad. Guys, just go to Florida. Just go to Florida. Stay out of Mexico. Now we're going to get flagged by the Mexican Tourism Bureau. Just go to the old reliables, dude. Hard Rock. American companies. Hard Rock Resorts. When you go there, you want to go to a place that has all-inclusive. I'm talking to I'm talking to. I'm talking to that $30,000 to $60,000 a year range couple. What you want to see is you want to go to a resort that has all-inclusive, but also Slash's belt in a case that he wore at a Guns N' Roses concert in 1991, right up there in the lobby. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want American shit. You want to see Cher's headscarf in a case. You want to see Elton John's dildo in a case at the Hard Rock Hotel and Resort. When I go to Cancun, I go Hard Rock Hotel and Resort. That's it. I want to hear Def Leppard playing in the lobby with the smell of perfume to hide the must from the humidity. I want to be checking in here and pour some sugar on me. That's how I know it's legitimate. I don't want to get a call from a guy saying, welcome to Arriva Derche Resorts in Mexico. Can you move that clock ticker a little to the left? Thank you. 13 minutes to go in your period. Shout out Bill Burr. So, Robert Kennedy leaked a phone call from Donald Trump. All I'm going to say on this, before I get to the Robert Kennedy thing, is Bob Menendez has been found guilty. We did a whole episode on Bob Menendez. All your favorite commentators on the culture. We commentate on culture. We don't commentate on commentating. We commentate on what's going on in our world. And we covered Bob Menendez for one full episode. People don't give how funny it is enough attention. But he got paid in gold bars, which we covered. I'm not going to make more jokes about that. I just want to give you the update that he's been found guilty on 16 counts of, I don't know, foreign agent shit. Whatever his charges are, they're bad. And somehow he still has his seat. He's still a senator. So when does it go official? Does it have to be 17 counts? I mean, what? How do you get these fucking people out of office? You remember how hard it was to get this guy out of office from Long Island? The guy who everything was a lie. What was his name? Santos. He was just like a sitting duck for like 6 months or like a year. He was just still going to meetings and everything. We were finding out he had a different name. He was a drag queen. It was all lies. We don't know how you get someone out of office, but apparently this isn't enough. He was found guilty on 16 counts after only a 2-month trial on charges that all but ended his political career, except he's still in. They accused him of bribery, acting as a foreign agent for Egypt, obstruction of justice, extortion, and conspiring to commit those crimes. What more do you need? for a guy to say to a guy, you can't show up for work on Monday. And all he said is, I'm deeply disappointed in the jury's decision. I have every faith that the law and the facts did not sustain that decision and that we will be successful upon appeal. The bullshit can just roll on now. The bullshit just rolls on. The gaslighting can just fucking roll on. I have never violated my public oath. Dude, stop gaslighting us. Menendez is seeking re-election for the Senate as an independent because his party's pressuring him to step down. The Dems are saying it's time to step down. He's going, you know what? I'm going to run. I am going to run as on the Turkish party. I'm going to run on the gold bar from Egypt party. So all these guilty verdicts do is raise the prospect of an expulsion vote unless he opts to resign. So he can stick around till an expulsion vote. That's what it takes. So you can still keep your job. So look, dude, this is just nuts. This is just nuts to me. Like if you steal out of the cash register at Haagen-Dazs, can you show up to work until you get voted out? I just don't understand. Are these people working for us or not? And I love the defense. The defense was officially that all the stuff, all the money and stuff that they recovered and all the evidence that they have, they did not prove was linked to any policy decisions he made. So he just took the gifts. So basically he's saying, I just took the gifts, because of course he can't deny that, right? They got that. But his defense was, and his lawyer's defense was, but point to how this influenced the way he voted or strings that he pulled. And the 12-person jury didn't buy it. But he's just going, I get it, dude. He's just going, throw it out there, dude. Look at what's going on. Like a lot of people are getting away with a lot of stuff. Just throw it out there. People believe in 10 realities at the same time. Somebody's gonna, maybe a high ally somewhere will buy that, yeah, I took the gifts. Who doesn't take gifts? It's rude to not take gifts. If someone offers you a gift and you resist, that's rude in a lot of cultures. That's rude. If some guy comes to you and says, here's some gold. First of all, you go, where am I going to put it? You go, put it in your closet. Okay? Here's some gold bars. He goes, okay. And he goes, I can't take that. I'm a senator. You're giving it to me for a reason. What if the guy goes, that's rude? And he goes, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. And that's essentially what his defense should have been. Not that, hey, you can't show me how this influenced any voting or decisions that I made. Not that. I would have just said, yeah, people give gifts. I'm a likable guy. And the people who are giving me gifts happen to be Middle Eastern. And in that culture, it is rude. I would have just kept playing that sort of left wing, got to be culturally sensitive. It's rude. Someone fucking shows up with a duffel bag of fucking gold bars. You don't deny that gift, or else it's very rude in Egyptian culture. You're looked upon very poorly. It's like going into a stranger's home and they offer you food and you say no. And by the looks of his body, he definitely would not have said no to the food either. But anyway, we covered him. So, in conclusion, I told you, since Zach Morris has gone down, we've gone down. Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour. Robert Kennedy Jr. was on a phone call with Trump. And I guess the main objective of the phone call was for Trump to reassure him, like, hey, man, drop out of the race and support me, and I'll include your agenda in mine, and it's going to be great. And he just leaked the private call in a video, and he's apologized. When President Trump called me, I was taping with an in-house videographer. I should have ordered the videographer to stop recording immediately. How about, or just said, don't release it? I am mortified that this was posted. Sure you are. Sure you are. If this was a movie, just cut back to him going, make sure you post that part where he talks about vaccines, because it's an ally. It's an ally on what I've been saying. So make sure it's not suspicious that he posted that clip about vaccines? It just seems that Robert Kennedy Jr. has a history of just really disappointing people. I'm sure Donald Trump is very disappointed by this. He says, I apologize to the president. Whatever. But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't mind. Would you mind if someone tape recorded you without your knowledge and released it?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck. Well, then I got to go back and erase all that shit. We'll see you next time. As always, want to give a shout out to exclusiveautoshipping.com. If you're moving your car out of state or you bought your car out of state, get a free quote from exclusiveautoshipping.com. We love you, Jared Z. Also, for the free.art, music in Hawaii. Go check out their website. They give you bands and stuff that's going on in Hawaii, some cool bands you can discover. For the free.art. Nate Linder, you think marketing, think Nate Linder. Nate helps businesses across the world create high-performing websites, rank #1 spot on Google, and profit from digital advertising. He's actually working with some of our other sponsors and doing digital marketing for them, and they all are giving great reviews. I haven't spoken to them, but I assume the reviews are great. I know they will be. NateLinder.com. He's been crushing it with B2B companies. What is a B2B company? Butt to butt? Yep. Butt to butt companies. That's where two strippers go butt to butt with a dildo. DisplayPros.net. If you want to build a custom trade booth, retail fixtures, promotional items, DisplayPros.net is where to go. Tell them I sent you for a 10% discount on your first purchase with them. So they'll help you with all that marketing shit as well, in the form of the stuff that I mentioned. MA Insurance Services. He does everything. Business, private, residential, auto, whatever you got, you need insurance. Hit up MA Insurance Services. Call them at 727-475-1650. They're out there located in St. Petersburg, Florida. So you can be sure you're getting personalized service. That's the difference. You can't get that with these big agencies. You get personalized service with MA Insurance Services. Hit them up if you need insurance. All types of insurance. Rebels-Raiders.com. They should have had this guy on the job. He would have stopped that guy. I would have thrown him on a roof as a counter sniper with all his gear. Let's hope that this guy doesn't shop with rebelsraiders.com. I love this guy. He's got military surplus, military packs, load-bearing equipment, magazine holsters, stuff like that. Gear up for Armageddon. Let's just say it. Or whatever. If you're into this stuff, is great. And, you know, the thing that I think has the most crossover appeal of those backpacks, and he's just out of them. He's just still out of them. So when are we getting the goddamn backpacks back? He also has T-shirts. Check out his website. Very cool stuff. You can watch the videos as well on YouTube. Rebels-Raiders.com. Go check them out. Is there anything I left off there? We love you, buddy. Suds Auto Spa in Bridgeville, south of Pittsburgh. Call them up, 412-564-5033. We appreciate each and every one of you. We hope we're bringing awareness to your companies. Info@sudsAutospa.com. It's a clean car freak's wet dream, really. Pun intended. They specialize in automotive longevity services, ceramic coatings, paint protection film. They offer storage solutions, car capsule units. The storage assessments are designed to keep your car dust-free and safe from impacts, mildew, even rodents. Give them a call. They will travel for jobs. Bigger the job, farther they'll travel. All right. Our boys at PCB Tech Art. Check them out. Their Chevy Silverado GMC Sierra Slim phone charge adapters are a game changer. Say goodbye to low battery anxiety. Go check those out. Buy one. These adapters keep your devices powered up on the move. Send me one. Ensuring you're always connected to your truck when it matters most. Are you a golf enthusiast or just some good marketing swag? They got it. They got everything for you. Ball markers, anything. Putt, flare, all types of flare they'll give you. They explore their 3D printing and prototype services, concept creation. PCB Tech Art empowers you to bring your ideas to life and precision with speed. Whether you're just a hobbyist or a professional, their team will ensure your prototypes meet your exact specifications. PCBTechArt.com. Use the code Yannis10 for 10% off your first order. All right. This guy, he's a comic in New Jersey. He wants you to know about the 6th Borough Comedy, 6BC. Is it a festival? So it's an organization. He started an organization that advocates for New Jersey comedians in Jersey City. Go to 6bc.org/LSC, right? Check them out. Promo code 6BComedy for $5 off. Plus, the comedy show has a mystery headliner to close it out. It's been a weekly themed 21 and over event on Thursday nights called LSC After Dark, where they open all exhibits and have food, full bar, DJ, dance floor. This sounds fun. Laser shows. In the Western Hemisphere's largest planetarium. Very cool. Very cool. So they're hosting a show there during Beer Olympics night on July 25th at 7 p.m. So if you're in that area, go check it out.